forgiveness in the company of Ahlul Bayt in the hereafter. For Marhuma Fizza Rani, please recite a Surah Fatiha preceded by Salawat ala Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. For the recitation of Salam and Marsiya, please welcome Brother Shajad Zaidi to the front with the loudest of your salawat ala Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad.
مرحومہ کی ایصال-e-Thawaab کے لیے ایک دفعہ اور سورہ فاتحہ کی تلاوت کیجیے مسبوقۃً بالصلوات. اللہ محمد و آل محمد صلوات. Brothers and sisters, as you all know, this is the Majlis of Eisaal-e-Thawaab of a Mu'mina and a mother, and it is a very typical riwayat that we recite Salam and Manqabat about Bibi Fatima Salamullahi alayha. I will start with a short rubai. This is in the praise of Bibi Fatima from Mir Anis. In this rubai, he is explaining the status of Bibi Fatima, talking about the father she had, the husband, and the children. With that, please recite another loud salawat. Allah re Fatima ki buzurgi zahe sharaf Baba mila to fakhre Rasulane ma salaf Shahar mila Amir Arab aur Shah-e Najaf Allah ne Husaino Hasan se diye khalaf Dono imam khalq ke حاجت روا ہوئے مشکل کشا کے بیٹے بھی مشکل کشا ہوئے مشکل کشا کے بیٹے بھی مشکل کشا ہوئے رے فاطمہ کی موت کی آغوش میں جب تھک کے سو جاتی ہے ماں، موت کی آغوش میں جب تھک کے سو جاتی ہے ماں، تب کہیں جا کر رضا تھوڑا سکون پاتی ہے ماں، موت کی آغوش میں جب تھک کے سو جاتی ہے ماں، شکریہ ہو ہی نہیں سکتا کبھی اس کا ادا، شکریہ ہو ہی نہیں سکتا کبھی اس کا ادا، مرتے مرتے بھی دعا جینے کی دے جاتی ہے ماں، مرتے مرتے بھی دعا جینے کی دے جاتی ہے ماں، زندگانی کے سفر میں گردشوں کی دھوپ میں، زندگانی کے سفر میں گردشوں کی دھوپ میں جب کوئی سایہ نہیں ملتا تو یاد آتی ہے ماں، جب کوئی سایہ نہیں ملتا تو یاد آتی ہے ماں، یاد آتا ہے شب عاشور کا کڑیل جوان، یاد آتا ہے شب عاشور کا کڑیل جوان، جب کبھی الجھی ہوئی زلفوں کو سلجھاتی ہے ماں، جب کبھی الجھی ہوئی زلفوں کو سلجھاتی ہے ماں، جب تلک یہ ہاتھ ہیں ہم شیر بے پردہ نہ ہو، جب تلک یہ ہاتھ ہیں ہم شیر بے پردہ نہ ہو، ایک بہادر باوفا بیٹے سے فرماتی ہے ماں، ایک بہادر باوفا وفا بیٹے سے فرماتی ہے ماں. شمر کے خنجر سے یا سوکھے گلے سے پوچھئے. شمر کے خنجر سے یا سوکھے گلے سے پوچھئے. ماں ادھر منہ سے نکلتا ہے ادھر آتی ہے ماں. ماں ادھر منہ سے نکلتا ہے ادھر آتی ہے ماں. یہ عزاداری کا صدقہ ہے جو برزخ میں رضا. یہ عزاداری کا صدقہ ہے کہ برزخ میں رضا. مجلسوں میں روتے ہیں ہم اور جزا پاتی ہے ماں. مجلسوں میں روتے ہیں ہم اور جزا پاتی ہے ماں. صلوات پڑھی محمد محمد وعلى محمد. فاتحہ. کیسے دروازہ ہٹاؤں کیسے محسن کو بچاؤں. سانس سینے میں رکی ہے تیری زہرا پہ مصیبت کی گھڑی ہے. ہائے بابا تیری زہرا پہ مصیبت کی گھڑی ہے. تیری امت نے بنا دی ہے یہ حالت بابا. کوئی پسلی بھی نہیں میری سلامت بابا. سانس لیتی ہوں میں جس دم رکنے لگتا ہے میرا دم. صرف مرنے کی کمی ہے تیری زہرا پہ مصیبت کی گھڑی ہے. ہائے بابا تیری زہرا پہ مصیبت کی گھڑی ہے. ہاتھ میں جس کے میرا ہاتھ دیا تھا تم نے کہہ کے من کن تو جسے مولا کہا تھا تم نے. میں نے ہر موڑ پہ بابا ساتھ اس کا ہے نبھایا. ہاں میرا جرم یہی ہے تیری زہرا پہ مصیبت کی گھڑی ہے. ہائے بابا تیری زہرا مصیبت کی گھڑی ہے. کبھی دربار میں پیشی کو بلاتے ہیں ہمیں، کبھی دروازے پہ آ کے ستاتے ہیں ہمیں. میرے یہ پھول سے بچے پوچھتے ہیں یہی مجھ سے، کیا خطا ہم سے ہوئی ہے. تیری زہرا پہ مصیبت کی گھڑی ہے. ہائے بابا تیری زہرا پہ مصیبت کی گھڑی ہے. شرم آتی ہے بھلا تم کو بتاؤں کیسے، یہ تماچوں کے نشاں تم کو دکھاؤں کیسے. تم نہ پہچان سکو گے، دیکھ کر مجھ کو کہو گے کیا میری زہرا یہی ہے. تیری زہرا پہ مصیبت کی گھڑی ہے. ہائے بابا تیری زہرا پہ مصیبت کی گھڑی ہے. یہ اذیت یہ خاموشی نہیں دیکھی جاتی، مجھ سے تنہائی علی کی نہیں دیکھی جاتی. تیرا پیغام سنانے، حق ولایت کا بتانے زہرا گھر گھر میں گئی ہے. تیری زہرا پہ مصیبت کی گھڑی ہے. صلوات پڑھی محمد والے
سیدنا ونبینا ومولانا ابی القاسم محمد اللہم صلی علی محمد وعلی اہل بیتہ الطیبین الطاہرین الذین اذہب اللہ عنہم الرجس وطہرہم تطہیرا. واللعنۃ الدائمۃ علی اعدائہم اجمعین. اما بعد فقد قال اللہ تبارک وتعالی فی کتابہ المجید وفرقانہ الحمید. بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. رب اجعلنی مقیم الصلاة ومن ذریتی ربنا وتقبل دعاء. ربنا اغفر لی ولوالدی وللمؤمنین یوم یقوم الحساب. صلوات. Dear brothers and sisters in Iman, as you all know, this is a majlis of Eisaal-e-Thawaab, and it's being held on 3rd, which normally we call or refer as Soyem of Marhuma Fizza Jawa binte Noor Hussain, a mother and a grandmother, and someone that who was like a sister to many of us, and she was like a mother to many of us. A lady that who was a source of blessing, a lady that who was very kind, very loving, and someone that who was very much involved as long as she was able with the family, extended family, and in community. I have honor of knowing her and her family almost since 20 years. When we started Baitul Ilm and its Sunday school in Barbara Rose, South Barrington, then her grandchildren started coming at our school. And this was our first contact, or first kind of close contact with this family. Later, her husband, Marhuma Maghfoor Ziaul Hassan Jawa, became a friend of mine. Whenever he was visiting, whenever he was here, he would come and participate at our center. He was one of our donors. He was a man of a very kind heart. And then he passed away, and I remember that after that, actually this Sister Fizza started kind of now, because first she would always delegate her, meaning whatever she wanted to say, through her husband, and now when he passed away, so time to time in masjid, whenever she would come, she would make an effort to reach me out and to give her compliments or make some of her comments about our majalis or whatever we were doing. I remember one thing particularly, and when I went to give my condolences to this family on her passing at the house of Brother Nayyir, Sheikh and Sister Bushra reminded me something, and I said, yes, I know about it, and your mother had told me. She has mentioned to me several times that, Maulana, I like everything at Baitul Ilm, but I like more when you lead the prayer, and the way you lead the prayer and the way you pray, I like it very much. I don't want to rush in my prayer. I don't enjoy that prayer which is prayed in rush. So when you pray, I enjoy praying behind you. Normally, people of her age don't bother, particularly the ladies, to come forward and speak to Maulanas and give these kind of compliments. But she was one of those seniors, one of those ladies that while on one hand she is very traditional, conservative, a lady like normally ladies are in our culture of her age, but at the same time she is open enough, and she is a kind of lady. In this area she is, I would say, that with a little modern trend to come and give the compliments to a Maulana which normally ladies in our culture in that age rarely do that. Then, of course, time to time, whenever I visited them at their home, or I had honor of seeing her here at the masjid or at someone's home, she would come even for 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, but she would like to talk. And all what she was doing, she was just giving du'as. She was all appreciating what we were doing and appreciating this entire community and everyone, every member of community, the masjid, the imam bargah, the volunteers. And she was really very much fan of this entire community. So this is how normally the mothers are. I use a phrase in our native language when I talk to people. I say, ये माएँ जो हैं ये दुआ की मशीन होती हैं. They are just like this. They have only one job to do, and that is only to keep giving you du'as. Very, very unique character. So I have some memories of speaking with her, and when I heard that she is sick and she was going through all this, so of course she was in our prayers, she was in our thoughts. All of us, we were praying for her recovery and for her shifa, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had His own plans. And ultimately it is His decision to give someone shifa or to call someone back and to call someone home, basically. Most of us, when we think of death, we feel that somebody is gone away or somebody got cut off, for example, from us. Like we think that he or she was home, but now he or she is not at home and gone away. Well, reality is that as long as we live here in dunya, we are away. We are in a journey, we are in a travel, we are away. But the moment we pass away and we die, then we go home. That is actually going home and returning to home. But since we know only this dunya as our home, so our thinking and our feeling is kind of upside down. And we think that while we are living here, we are at home, and when we will die, then we will go away from. Well, actually, that is the time when we go back, go to our home. So, this lady, I would just make this 2-minute comment and then inshallah we recite the majlis. We are already running late. One, they say that a tree can be recognized by its fruits. If you want to see what kind of fruit is this, what kind of tree is this, you look at the fruits, what kind of fruits this tree bears. And by those fruits, you can really recognize what kind of tree is this. So parents, if we want to know who they are and what kind of those parents were, we just need to look at their children. Their children are the best reflection of their parents, because these are the fruits of those trees. Many of us will say that I am a great father, I am a great mother, but because of this reason and because of that reason, and I can blame 1001 people for my children. But reality is, my brothers and sisters, that our children mainly reflect us. And even if they have some weaknesses, it is because of us, that we neglected them, we didn't do good parenting, we didn't give them time, we didn't give them attention, we didn't raise them well. So if they are missing something, it is because of us. Again, it is because of the parents. But children, you look at them, and then through their character, you can find out, you can understand and appreciate the character of their parents. This Marhuma Sister Fizza was a very accomplished mother, that all of her children, if you know them, all of them are in the service of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and in the service of Muhammadu ali Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam and in the service of community. Recite a salawat. In our community, everyone knows Sister Bushra. She is with us, as I said, from last 20 years, at least. And she has been working, helping, serving from last those 20 years in many, many capacities. She has been on our board of directors, and she is also actively now working as a director from many years. And as a neighbor of the masjid, she is always the first responder whenever we need help. So Sister Bushra and her family, just as a neighbor, they are always there, and we call them before calling anybody else. Her husband, Brother Nayyar Sheikh, everybody knows, is running this very difficult task and one of these most difficult initiatives, which is the funeral. When we started Baitul Ilm, first of all, as you know, that people were telling me, Maulana, don't start Baitul Ilm, we don't have enough people to run it. We are good with holiday in seminars and those kind of conferences and biannual gatherings, but to run the center on daily basis is going to be very tough, very difficult. You won't have that many people. We started it, and a few people that Allah guided them and Allah gave them tawfiq, and they came forward, and alhamdulillah, I always mention the name of Dr. Shahwar, that while we had so many other people now, many of these young folks among the men and women, they even may not know when who is Dr. Shahwar. And it's not only Dr. Shahwar, here are many who don't know who is Maulana Faezi. So it's not only you. So there are many here that who would not bother to even greet me or come to talk to me, or meaning just to see that I am also here and have some job here. So, but Dr. Shahwar is the one that who assisted me out of way in almost every area. And then we had other sisters and brothers. I will talk about them whenever I will get chance. But the most tough call was that, we can decorate the masjid, we can plant these flowers outside, and we can have all those fancy and fashionable kind of activities at Baitul Ilm, but who is going to wash the dead body at Baitul Ilm? Who is going to do this funeral thing? This was something which was kind of nightmare. And in that situation, Allah provided us with this brother whom I call the angel, Brother Nayyar Sheikh, in the brothers, and Sister Razia Hussain in the sisters. And then of course they have their team, and they have now, alhamdulillah, a lot of help. But initially this was most difficult call. Alhamdulillah, we are running a very nice service right now, initiative of this funeral initiative. And the other day I told when I was speaking to brothers in the graveyard, that the cheapest funeral you can get in this United States of America, you go and compare. I have done work on it and I have gone coast to coast. The cheapest funeral service which you can get only at Baitul Ilm. We don't charge a penny for whatever we do or our volunteers do at Baitul Ilm. We don't get anything from cemetery or the Muslims funeral service back to us or for anything. And there are very nominal charges, and they are about $3,200, $3,400 for one funeral at Baitul Ilm. And these are all the cost of transportation of Mayyit from hospital to the center, from center to the cemetery, and then opening and closing of the grave. And that's it. But my point was that it is the family of this Marhuma. And then everybody knows Brother Hurram and everybody knows Brother Danish. They are also working from the time they came here in different capacities. Right now, both of them are our directors. One is director for programs, the other one is director for special programs, helping Brother Shahid Sajan Lal, because now the private programs were getting so much, so only Brother Shahid Sajan Lal was not able to do it. So we have now one more director, and that is Brother Danish Java. So these are just a few examples that the entire family is wearing so many hats and is in service of community, most regular ones in prayers, in events, donors, sponsors, volunteers, so whatever you call. And this is the tarbiyat, that is the mindset which parents had, and they transfer to their children. And they raise their children with that spirit that Alhamdulillah, now all of them are a sadaqah-e-jariyah for their marhumeen, for their fathers, for their mothers, for their grandparents, and for everyone. For all of them, please recite a loud salawat. For her bulandi-e-darajat and Eisaal-e-Thawaab for Marhuma Fizza Rani binte Nur Hussain, kindly recite a Surah Mubarakah Fatiha masbukatan bis salawat. Bismillah. Recite a salawat. I will keep it very brief, very to the point, because it is Shab-e Jumu'ah and tomorrow is working day. This is a majlis of Eisaal-e-Thawaab. And there are three main reasons for holding these majalis of Eisaal-e-Thawaab, and particularly these majalis of Soem or majalis of 40th, the majalis of Arba'een. The first reason for holding this particular majlis on third day or fourth day or second day from the burial, again, keep in mind that it is not written anywhere that this majlis of Soem has to be on second day from the burial or third day or fourth day or fifth day. It is all man-made. And different communities have different cultures, and different communities hold on different kind of days based on their local culture or their convenience. The main idea for holding this majlis on third day or second day or fourth day is that those who are not able to make for Salatul Janaza, for Namaz-e-Mayyit, and those who are not able to come and participate in that mourning activities on the same day of death, now after 1 day or 2 day or 3 day, at least now they can make it, because now they have a notice of 1 day or 2 days or 3 days, and within those 2-3 days everybody will make some time in their schedule and they will be able to participate in this gathering of aza. It is called ta'ziyah or ta'ziyat. So people come for giving or offering condolences to the family of marhum or marhuma. And this is recommended in Islamic law, in Islamic Sharia. If you look into the books of our fiqh, in the ahkam of amwat, salatul janaza and namaz-e-wahshat and all those things, and then there is a mention of ta'ziyat and adab of ta'ziyat. And technically ta'ziyat is for 3 days. This was the custom of Prophet, this was the custom of Ahlul Bayt, this was the custom of the first generation of Muslims. And in the early period of Islam, the culture was that people would do this condolences or offer condolences within the first 3 days. After 3 days, then it was closed and everybody would go back to their life as usual, and nobody would come for condolences, and if somebody has missed it, they have missed it. If somebody was not able to come and give the condolences within those 3 days, then they would not do it anymore. According to some riwayat, people were discouraged to go and give ta'ziyah after 3 days or after the first few days, because it would remind that passing of their beloved one again to the family, that if they had little bit now got over and they had just now got back to their normal life, normal routine, and here you come again and you remind them that death and that experience of death again. So that's why it was recommended that if you missed, then you just missed it. You recite Fatiha dua at your own for that marhum, but don't go to the family now, because now you want to give them ta'ziyah. But again, our cultures are crooked one. So in our culture, at least in my town, in my family, if you are coming 10 years after the death of someone, and you were in Dubai or you were in Kuwait or you were in America or UK or somewhere, and after 10 years you are coming in town, so now you will get the list of all those people who died in last 10 years. And you have to go every home and everywhere and to give the Fatiha to every family, because this is your first time you came back and someone died 9 years before or 8 years before, and you were not here. And you know that if you don't go there for ta'ziyah, then your cemeteries are also, aapke kabristan alag ho gaye. They are not going to forgive you. They are not going to forgive you that you didn't come to us for Fatiha and you know that some death had taken place in our family. This is the crooked culture. Islamically, 3 days. And after 3 days, whatever you can do for that marhum, that is between you and your Lord. Then, of course, meaning the 10th one and the 40th one and We have our own cultures. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that those things are bad or those things are like bid'ah and no, people have to forget. But I'm just educating you and telling you that this is the Islamic. So this gathering of third or this Majlis of Soem is basically to give a chance to those who missed the first day, those who missed to come in the cemetery, those who missed to come Salatul Janaza, so they can make it on third. So we come here in those 3 days, which are the most difficult days for family, to give them ta'ziyat, condolences. If it gives them some peace, it gives them really, if it is all done well, properly, then people feel some kind of relief. People feel that all these people are sharing with us this burden and they are offering their condolences. So people, it's helpful. That's why it is recommended. That is one purpose. We come to give condolences. The second thing, we come for dhikrul maut. It reminds us the death. The same purpose, which was for going to Salatul Janaza, going to cemetery. One reason was that it's not only that you are helping the family and you are respecting the mayyit, but it's also, it reminds you this very important entity by the name of death. In Islam, it is highly recommended to remember death and to remind death, which again, in our crooked culture, कोई अच्छी बात करें, मुंह से अच्छी बात निकालें, ये बदशुगुनी हो जाएगी, ये खुशी का मौका है. And why are you talking about death? Why are you talking about maut? And people mind about talking about death. They think it is a kind of manhus thing to remember death or remind death. While dhikrul maut is ibadat. It is ibadat. And it is one of the best ibadat. That's why it is extremely recommended to go and participate in Salatul Janaza or volunteer in washing the mayyit or giving ghusl and kafan to mayyit or carrying the mayyit to the cemetery or going and participating in this whole process of funeral, because it is remind you your own death. And if we remember death properly, in proper sense, my brothers and sisters, it really brings us back to the right track. It reminds us our responsibilities. Dhikr of maut prepares us for our own death. It is highly recommended in our riwayat that everyone should have their own kafan. And kafan, I mean the Arabic word or Urdu one, not that English one, the coffin. I'm talking about kafan. This kafan is recommended that everyone should have their own one, and every year, once, twice or thrice, just bringing it out from the box and kind of looking at it and again kind of pressing it and opening it and closing it, and also remembering that one day this is also my dress. Not only these suits which I have in my closet, but this is also one of those that one day I have to wear. Why? Because it will remind you your death. So this Majlis of Soem or Majlis of 40th or whatever Majalis we have, Eisaal-e-Thawaab for a Mayyit, one purpose is dhikrul maut, that we can remember maut, we can remember that one day will come where we will be also gone. And this reminder brings us to preparation of our death. Recite a salawat. And the third and the final reason for these majalis is dua for maghfirat. Dua. Dua for marhum, dua for marhuma, dua for someone who passed away, dua for their family, those who remained behind, if they are children, they are young people, widow, or those people around in the family, praying for them and praying for ourselves and praying for everyone in community and community at large. If you know that what you recite in Salatul Janaza, I'm sure that you know Allahumma ghfir lil mu'minina wal mu'minat wal muslimina wal muslimat al ahya'i minhum wal amwat tabi Allahumma baynana wa baynahum bil khairat. This is a dua for all marhum and alive mu'minin and mu'minat, for ourselves and for others. So that's what we do in Salatul Janaza. That's what we do when we go for condolences, when we come in these majalis of Soem or Arba'een, Chehlum or Barsi or anniversary or whatever. So we do this dua for marhum or marhuma, we do dua for their family, we do dua for ourselves, for our family, for our community, and for everyone. So this is a beautiful event, a beautiful tradition. And it has again a purpose and it has a meaning. And it brings us all together also. It brings even those people to masajid that who normally don't show up in masajid on a regular basis. The audience in these majalis of Eisaal-e-Thawaab are normally more and different. The regular attendees in masajid are the people who come for wiladat or shahadat or for those kind of programs. But there are people that who normally don't bother. They don't come regularly in Shab-e Jum'ah or Namaz-e Jum'ah, or they don't come for any other events. But when there is a majlis of Soem, when there is a majlis of Chehlum, when there is a majlis of Barsi organized by a family, you will see so many new people. So many new people. And it gives them chance to reconnect with the community. It gives them chance to reconnect with the center, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with Muhammadu ali Muhammad alayhi salatu wa salam, and with community at large. So this is a kind of blessing. While this is, they call blessing in disguise, meaning it was a death. But the result of death is that so many people will get reconnected back to Allah and to Muhammad alayhi salatu wa salam, and the chances are that now they will remain on the path. Recite a salawat. I am now concluding and closing because of the time. So 3 purposes for holding these majalis: ta'ziyat. And ta'ziyat also, my brothers and sisters, has its own adab. We should learn those adab of ta'ziyat. How to offer condolences. Many of us that who were not taken by our parents along with when they went for giving the condolences, then when now parents are not around and if we have to do that job, many of us are shying. We don't know that how properly to go and offer the condolences. So one thing what I always mention, and I'm mentioning today again, that it is job of parents to take their children when they are teenagers, to take them with them for these condolences visits and teach them and train them and show them that how we are offering condolences, how to go and visit these families that who have lost someone, how we go, how we dress. It's a different kind of dress which we wear. It's a different kind of body language when we go there and offer. We just don't go and do like this as normally we do and just like this and then start cracking jokes and talking about the weather right away. Here you enter for condolences, here you just do like this, and here you start kind of talking about other things. How the second generation, how the new generation will learn this? Adab of ta'ziyat. We have different body language, we have different vocabulary, we have different way of dressing up. And then how we go, and then when to recite and what to recite, dua, maghfirat. This is how the mothers need to teach their daughters, and fathers need to teach their sons, or vice versa, and we need to train our children for that. How to participate in these funeral activities, how to go and do Salatul Janaza. What should I say? That can you imagine a loser father or a loser mother more than this, that their dead body is there and their son or daughter don't know how to do Salatul Janaza? Everybody else is praying except the one who is supposed to do this more than anybody else. Actually, if according to the rules and laws, meaning the family member has more right of leading Salatul Janaza than any other. This Maulana Sahab, no, we have given so many jobs to Maulana Sahab by default, because nobody else can do it, so Maulana has to do everything. But if the son is able to do this Salatul Janaza proper, then it is better for him to lead the Salatul Janaza than Maulana Faezi. And this is how it was. Traditionally, in those previous generations in Sadr-e-Islam, this is how the Janaza, Nikah, father was used to conduct the Nikah. Maulana Sahab was not brought to do the Nikah. It was a job of father. Father would conduct the Nikah of his daughter, or father would do the Nikah of his son, or this bride and groom themselves. They would do this Nikah and exchange the sigas and words by themselves. ये कौन सो रहा है भाई, जरा जगाइए, सलावत पढ़िए बावाज़े वाला. एक जरा और कोई थोड़ी जगाने वाली सलावत पढ़े. I am boring speaker, but not that boring. So, you see the change, you see the decline, that we know almost everything, but the things which we were used to know and we are supposed to know, we don't know. So, and then it's not only Salatul Janaza, that the young son and the young daughter with the degree of school, college and university and professional, having so many chips on the shoulder, and is standing there but doesn't know what to recite and what to say, and that the body of father and mother is in front. The last thing, all of us, we know about talqeen. This is again now another job of Maulana Sahab. But it's not something which an alim has to do it. Any community member can do it if he knows properly how to do it. And so many people should be able to do it. Reciting Dua-e-Kumail is much bigger job and difficult job than reciting talqeen. It's easier job. So, and then there is one talqeen which is recommended actually that a family member should recite instead of Maulana Sahab. And that is the second talqeen. When grave is closed, Fatiha is recited, people are leaving, people should leave. Actually, they should go back, or they should go 40 steps away from the grave, and a member of the family, ideally son, should come and sit next to the grave and recite that talqeen. If he cannot do it, son-in-law can do it, a nephew can do it, a brother can do it, a cousin can do it, any one of the family member. But that again, Maulana Sahab has to do it. Nobody knows how to do it. In my observation, I am providing my services since last 35 years in this United States of America. And first time I saw in this funeral of Marhuma Fizza bint Noor Hussain, that when I looked in the family and I said, is there anyone that who would like to recite this talqeen? Because it is recommended, it should be a family member. If you don't do it, then of course I will do it. I am doing for everyone. So she was a fortunate mother that her son Danish raised the hand and he said, Maulana, I will do it. I said, may Allah bless you. I don't know how much this soul and the ruh of your mother is happy now. When you will be sitting and a son will be talking to the mother, and a son is now giving back what he has learned from the mother as a child. This is the time to give back. So my brothers and sisters, I know you are used to listen some other kind of majalis, but I think these are the issues which we need to learn, which we need to remember, and we need to educate ourselves, and we need to raise the level of our community. And dua. We have two extremes. Either we have gentlemen who will say, I do everything by myself, and Allah has given me the brain, and Allah has given me the ability, and I am educated, and I am learned, and I will do everything by myself, and these poor people who just sit and make dua, they are kind of backward people. I have seen those people. I had discussions with those people who look down to dua. They say this dua is nothing. It's basically all is the effort. You have to do the effort. You have to do the job. And there is no need for dua. And then there is other extreme that who are only sitting and doing dua after dua after dua. And they are not going to put their effort. And they are not going to do anything practically to change their own condition or the condition of their family or community or society. They are only people of dua. While reality is, then that is the beauty of Islam, that Islam says both are necessary, both are important, and both go hand in hand. That's a topic. I am closing. I don't have time to go more in details, but I can give you the ayat which I recited from Surah Ibrahim. Is there someone who can say I am more smart than Ibrahim Khalil? Shaykhul Anbiya, the father of Anbiya? Is there someone that who can say that I am smarter, I am more intelligent than Ibrahim Khalil? No one can say that. And Ibrahim Khalil, read Surah Ibrahim. Rabbi ja'alni muqim as-salat wa min zurriyati Rabbana wa taqabbal du'a Rabbana ghfirli wa li walidayya wa lil mu'minin yawma yaqumul hisab. These are just. Then at another place, Rabbir hamhuma kama rabbayani saghira. In Surah Ibrahim, the previous ayat, oh my Lord, I am leaving my family here in this place. Provide them with fruits, provide them with the food, provide them with your blessings and your bounties. Keep them on your right path. Save them and protect them from worship of idols. And Ibrahim could do that all by himself. Man of skills, man of guts, man of courage, man of talent. But he is all begging again and again to Allah subhanahu. That shows that we have to do both things. We have to pray, we have to make dua, we have to do all that, and then on the other hand, we have to put the practice and we have to struggle as Ibrahim struggled. And then similarly, then you come to your own prophet, the Khatamul Anbiya wal Mursaleen, Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Look at his life, look at his struggle, and look at his du'as. Those who have written his biography, they said Prophet would have a dua for each and every moment of his life and each and every action what he was used to do. When he would get up from the bed, he would recite a dua. When he would put his foot on the earth, he would recite a dua. When he would enter in the toilet, he would used to recite a dua. When he is coming out from the toilet, he is reciting a dua. When he starts wudu, while he is making wudu, he is reciting dua. When he comes at prayer rug and he wants to do prayer, to start the prayer, first he has to recite dua, and then prayer itself is dua. After the prayer, he is reciting again dua. When he sits, when he gets into his breakfast or food, so he recites a dua for starting the food. Then he has dua after, when you finish the food, when you are done with it. When he is wearing the libas, he is reciting a dua. When he is taking off the libas and changing, he is doing a dua. When he is entering in a masjid, he has a dua. When he exits from masjid, he has a dua. When he makes a contract, he makes a dua. When he goes in battlefield, he has a dua. When he, meaning you name it, and all these things are written. But Prophet's du'as were only one-liners. Mostly they were one-liners. And no du'a would prevent him or stop him from doing what he was doing. You see, that is the point. Every time he is in dhikr of Allah, every time he is connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and for each and everything, while he is a man of action, he is a man of dua. And same is Amirul Mu'mineen, same is Janab Sayyida, and same were all of our Aimma. You just heard this dua Kumail. This was Shab-e Jum'ah, and we are people of dua, my brothers and sisters. So, dua is very important. And if we cannot do it all, these du'as in Arabic, do it in your own language, whatever language you know. You can do this dua in your native tongue. You can do this dua in your own native language, whatever. But be a person that who is in contact with him and who is starting things in his name and finishing things in his name and keeping always in dua. And from here, I will again connect you with the end of my majlis and this dua, the importance of that dua. Importance of that dua, if you want to see, I can take you to Karbala. And it is the day of Ashura. This family has already spent the whole night in tilawat and dua. There is not time where I can go into details, but you are all regular azadars. You know the kind of environment which they had last night in Shab-e Ashur. On the day of Ashur starts with the adhan, with the prayer, with dua, and then that special dua of Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam, which he recited in the morning of Ashur. It's one of the masterpieces of du'as. Very brief, 3-4 lines du'a, which he recites. And then during the whole day, he is reciting the du'as, and while he is doing jihad, he is actively in the battlefield, but at the same time while he is talking to his enemy and he is talking to his people, he is constantly talking to his Lord also. That is the life of Imam Hussain, and the dua which I am mentioning here, and we will finish. When he comes for the final al-wida to do with his sister, Janabe Zainab Salamullah alayha. And it was the most painful and most difficult experience, where Janabi Zainab Salamullah Alaiha, she says, O Yadgare Ahle Bayt, O Yadgare Muhammad Mustafa and Ali Murtaza and Fatima Zahra and Hassan Mujtaba. Today, while you are leaving, I see that today Prophet is leaving. Zainab is losing everyone today by just losing you, because you were the one who were the last one. Whenever we wanted to look at the Nana Muhammad, we had you. Whenever we wanted to look at Mother Fatima, we would look at you. Whenever we wanted to look at Bhai Hassan or father, we would look at you. But today, when you will go away, and there is nobody. So it was very difficult, very touching, very emotional time when this brother and sister, they are doing al-wida. And when Imam Hussain was leaving, he makes a special request to his sister. And he says, Ya ukhtaya la tansini fi salatika al-layl. Meri Zainab, I have a special request to you, that please never ever forgive me in your dua. When you will stand up in the night for Salatul Layl, Zainab, don't forget me. Do you think that a man like Hussain needs dua? But yes, our Imams are teaching us that even Imams, they need dua. And they are asking from a person like Sayyida Zainab Salamullah Alayha. Zainab, never forget me in namaz, never forget me in dua. And Zainab never forgot Imam Hussain in any situation. Zainab, whether she was in Salat, whether she was in the court of this Sharabi, Ibn Ziyad or Yazid, whether she was going through those courts, whether she was in Kufa or Sham, she never forgot her brother Hussain. She always remembered the brother and she always prayed for her. And this is how Imam Zainul Abidin, he remembered his father every time. The riwayat says Imam Zainul Abidin makes a dua, and it is in Saifa Sajjadiyah, oh my Lord, it shouldn't happen once, even once in my life, that I pray my prayer, and after my prayer, I don't pray for my parents. Even once, Imam Zainul Abidin says that I don't want to have one day and one prayer that I do my prayer, and after my prayer, I don't pray for my parents. Zainul Abidin kept praying for his parents all his life, every time whenever he would remember, and particularly after his prayers. And the last sentence, my brothers and sisters, because this is a majlis of a mother, and she has his daughter, and her daughter and sons are sitting here. And when we bury our mayyit, my brothers and sisters, and when we take this janaza, and so many people come and they try to hold us and try to support us, that is the time when we remember the people of Karbala. That is the time when we remember Janabe Zainab Salamullah Alaiha. That is the time when we remember Imam Zainul Abidin. Today everybody is holding Danish. Everybody is holding Khurram. Everybody is holding Brother Nayyir. Sisters are holding Sister Bushra. But I ask you, when she had lost 72 people, including her sons and her brothers and all those people in Karbala, was there anybody who was coming to Zainab to hold the Zainab, or come to hold the Zainul Abidin and tell Zainul Abidin, I will take care of it. You don't worry about it. My brothers and sisters, these events and these events remind us again the Masaib of Ali Muhammad, and we remember them and we offer them our condolences, and we tell them that we were not there, but we really feel bad about you, what has happened to you, and we always pray for you. And O Shohada, you pray for us and you pray for our marhumeen. In the end, my brothers and sisters, I request you please to recite a Surah Mubarakah Fatiha and a Surah Ikhlas. And whatever Qurans we have, mashallah, in this community, people have recited so much Quran and tasbih and surahs, and they have done so much good deeds for Marhuma, for her Eisaal-e-Thawaab. So we request Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to send the sawab of all these recitations of Qurans, all the recitations of tasbih, recitations of du'as, and now the recitation of this Fatiha and this Ikhlas, which we are going to recite to the grave of Marhuma Fizza bint Nur Hussain, masbukatan bis salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give patience to the grieving family, to the daughters, to the sons, to the grandchildren, and all the grandchildren and the family members and friends. People will miss for a long time. Many people told me that they would look at her just as their own mother, and she was as kind to them as their own mother. So all these people, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them patience. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them the reward for serving her, for taking care of her. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make all of these children and grandchildren as sadaqah jariyah for her. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give long life and the good health to the remaining elder members of our community. Those who have their parents, those who are very fortunate to have their mothers alive, their fathers alive, their grandparents alive. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase their life, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them the best of health. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them tawfiq where they can really take care of their parents and their grandparents and those who are still alive and those who are still around. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give the full cure and speedy recovery to all the marees, members of our families and our communities. May Allah give shifa kamil wa ajil to every marees member of our family and community. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answer our du'as and fulfills our hajat. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala look with mercy upon all of us, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protects and guards our children in these very difficult times. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect our children, protect our youth. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep them on the right path. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep them connected with their families and with their community, and most importantly with himself and with Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam, and with the Imam of their age. Recite salawat. Assalamu alayka ya waris Adam safwatillah. Assalamu alayka ya waris Nuh nabiyillah. Assalamu alayka ya waris Ibrahim khalilillah. Assalamu alayka ya waris Musa kalimillah. Assalamu alayka ya waris Isa ruhillah. Assalamu alayka ya waris Muhammadin habibillah. Assalamu alayka ya waris Amir al-Mu'minin waliyillah. Assalamu alayka ya ibn Muhammadin al-Mustafa. Assalamu alayka ya ibn Ali al-Murtada. Assalamu alayka ya ibn Fatima al-Zahra. Assalamu alayka ya ibn Khadijah al-Kubra. Assalamu alayka ya Thar Allah wa ibn Tharih wal Witr al-Mawtur. أشهد أنك قد أقمت الصلاة وآتيت الزكاة وأمرت بالمعروف ونهيت عن المنكر وأطعت الله ورسوله حتى أتاك اليقين ولعن الله أمة قتلتك ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك ولعن الله أمة سمعت بذلك فرضيت به يا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله أشهد أنك كنت نورا في الأصلاب الشامخة والأرحام المطهرة لم تنجسك الجاهلية بأنجاسها ولم تلبسك من مدلهمات ثيابها وأشهد أنك من دعائم الدين وأركان المؤمنين وأشهد أنك الإمام البر التقي الرضي الزكي الهادي المهدي وأشهد أن الأئمة من ولدك كلمة التقوى وأعلام الهدى والعروة الوثقى والحجة على أهل الدنيا وأشهد الله وملائكته وأنبياءه ورسله أني بكم مؤمن وبإيابكم موقن بشرائع ديني وخواتيم عملي وقلبي لقلبكم سلم وأمري لأمركم متبع صلوات الله عليكم وعلى أرواحكم وعلى أجسادكم وعلى أجسامكم وعلى شاهدكم وعلى غائبكم وعلى ظاهركم وعلى باطنكم زيارة علي بن الحسين السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله السلام عليك يا ابن نبي الله السلام عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين السلام عليك يا ابن الحسين الشهيد السلام عليك أيها الشهيد السلام عليك أيها المظلوم وابن المظلوم لعن الله أمة قتلتك ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك ولعن الله أمة سمعت بذلك فرضيت به زيارة جميع الشهداء السلام عليكم يا أولياء الله وأحباءه السلام عليكم يا أصفياء الله وأبداءه السلام عليكم يا أنصار دين الله السلام عليكم يا أنصار رسول الله السلام عليكم يا أنصار أمير المؤمنين السلام عليكم يا أنصار فاطمة سيدة نساء العالمين السلام عليكم يا أنصار أبي محمد الحسن بن علي الولي الزكي الناصح السلام عليكم يا أنصار أبي عبد الله بأبي أنتم وأمي طبتم وطابت الأرض التي فيها دفنتم وفزتم فوزا عظيما فيا ليتنا كنا معكم فنفوز معكم زيارة أبو الفضل العباس السلام عليك يا أبا الفضل العباس ابن أمير المؤمنين السلام عليك يا ابن سيد الوصيين السلام عليك يا ابن أول القوم إسلاما وأقدمهم إيمانا وأقومهم بدين الله وأحبتهم على الإسلام أشهد لقد نصحت لله ولرسوله ولأخيك فنعم الأخ المواسي فلعن الله أمة قتلتك ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك ولعن الله أمة استحلت منك المحارم وانتهكت حرمة الإسلام ونعم الصابر المجاهد المحامي الناصر والأخ الدافع عن أخيه المجيب إلى طاعة ربه الراغب فيما زهد فيه غيره من الثواب الجزيل والثناء الجميل وألحقك الله بدرجة آبائك في جنات النعيم السلام عليك مولاي يا أبا الحسن علي بن موسى الرضا كن شفيعنا وشفيع والدينا في يوم الجزاء السلام عليك وعلى آبائك السبعة وعلى أبنائك الأربعة. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك مولاي يا صاحب العصر والزمان. السلام عليك يا خليفة الرحمن. السلام عليك يا إمام الإنس والجان. عجل الله تعالى فرجك وسهل الله مخرجك وظهورك وجعلنا من أعوانك وأنصارك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.